with this, what I want to do is I'm going to talk about conversions, because I know some people struggle with that. So the first thing I want to do is this. I'm going to write down my letters, and I'm going to start with the biggest on the left, right? So it's K, right, for kilo, and then I'm going to work my way down. So this one's H, and I use capital letters on the left side of the main units. So I have hecto and deca, right? And then this one would be meter, liter, or gram. So in other words, that's our middle spot. That's the one when we talk about the meter, the liter, and the gram. That's our mean units. And then we're going to go down and do the rest of the prefixes. So going down, I'm going to use smaller letters, right? So it's deci, with smaller d, right? Centi, and milli. Now that's in that chart in the notes in the homework assignment that I gave you from before. But some people struggled with these. I didn't grade them based on correctness, just on doneness. That's even a word. But what I wanted to make sure is that you understood, because some people still struggle and ask questions about these particular things. So I always write them down. Anytime I'm doing conversions, I write this down. And that way I know how I'm working it out. You could also write it bigger. So what I do is I do this, and then I'll write it bigger. So I'll do K, H, D, right? And then I put meter, liter, gram. I just do that just so I know it's there, right? And then I do smaller case D, smaller C, and smaller m. And so I use these as columns. So I know where I'm going, know where I'm moving. Because what's going to happen is when I move to the left, I'm going to move my decimal left. When I move to the right, I'm going to move my decimal right. But I want to be able to put my numbers in a place. So sometimes, like when I do a regular diagram, I'll do it like this, and I'll put them in so I have columns made. So I know where my numbers are. So somebody give me a 3-digit number.
23. I thought you said 170.
170. All right, 170. What do we want to start with? Any one of these doesn't matter.
K.
What's that? The big K? So 170. So I'm going to put 170. So according to this, right, I have 170 kilos. Right? 170 kilos. It could be kilometers. A lot of times you hear me reference meters just because it's easier to say and I'm so used to using it. But so 170 kilometers. So which one do you want me to change it to? What unit do you want me to change it to? So I'm going to change. I have 170 kilometers here. What one do you want me to change it to? Huh? C. Right here?
Yeah.
All right, so centimeters. So I'm going to go to centimeters. So I'm going to write that 170 here as well and put my decimal place in. Right? Just so I have a mark, I know what my number is. Because what happens a lot of times is you'll take this 3-digit number over here and you'll round it to something, and I have no idea why, but you'll round it to like 100, and then you'll do it from there. Take the same number and move it to wherever you're going. So I was given kilos, right? And now I have to find centis. So if we're doing kilometers, I'm going to centimeters. So what I do is I count. The reason why I leave meter, liter, gram in here is because it's a placeholder. So I have to make sure I count it. So when I'm coming from kilometers to centimeters, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm moving 5 places and I'm going to my right. I'm moving from left to right. So I'm going to move 5 places. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And what I like to do is once I'm done with that, I like to write the number out. So I got 170, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 3, and 17 mil. So it's 17 million centimeters, right, in 170 kilometers. Now, while that doesn't seem like that seems like a big number, it is a big number. And you know why? Because it's a smaller unit of measurement. Think about 170 kilometers. 5 kilometers, right, is 3 miles, right? 5 miles is 3 kilometers. So that's like, if you took 5 and you divided that into that, that'd be like 30 something, right? It'd be 30, 32? So it'd be 32 miles, right? Is that right? Yeah, 5 and 17 is 3. Yeah, so it'd be 32 miles. So I have 32 miles there. 32 miles is like from here to Albany, right? So if you think about that, put this into perspective. This, right, this ruler right here, right, this is 1,000 millimeters. 1,000 millimeters, right? How many of these things do you think it would take to get from here to Albany? Flipping it end for end. A lot, right? So 17 million of those centimeters doesn't seem like a lot. It seems like a lot, but it's not really. Centimeters, right? Each one of these little spaces between the 9 and the 40, right? 39 and 40, that's 1 centimeter. So it's really not that big. When you look at it, it's really not that big of a number because you have to do so many of them. Let's do another one. So I'm going to erase these. Just to save on mess. A lot of times I'll do these on I have a little whiteboard in my bag. I'll do them on a whiteboard. It makes it easier. So let's do the next one. So what do we got? Give me a 3-digit number. Give me a 4-digit number.
1,000.
1,000. So even 1,000. All right, we want 1,000. 1,000 what?
1,380.
1,380. So where am I going to put it? On the what?
D.
In the D, this one?
Yeah.
So 1,380?
Yeah.
1,380, my decimal point is here. What am I changing it to? Doesn't matter. You can pick whatever you want. M. So we're going down here to this M or this one here? The one at the end. So we're going to go down here. So I'm going to write my thing in here. So it's 1,380, right? And my decimal place is there. I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm moving 4 spaces to my right. So I'm moving right again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if I put that in there, right, I have 1, 3, 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I put my things in here. And again, I have like 13 million. Right, so 1,380 decimeters is the same as 13,800,000 millimeters. Right, millimeters. So let's try another one. Try one harder. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this and go the other way. Let's keep this 138 or 1,380. Right, we'll keep this the same. I'm going to move it to kilometers. Right, so we have 1,380 decameters, and I'm going to move it over to kilometers. So I'm going to put the number over here. I'm going to put my decimal place in. Now in this case, we're moving 1, 2. So we're moving 2 spots to our left. I'm taking my decimal place. I'm moving 2 spots to my left, and that is 13, right, 0.8, right, kilometers, and 1,380 decameters, right? Smaller number, right, because it's a bigger unit. So smaller number because it's a bigger unit. Down here, we had a bigger number, right, because it's a smaller unit. So that's the basics on how you do that. It doesn't matter where you start. You can start wherever they ask you, you can start, and then you move to whatever they want, and you just keep your numbers the same. And if you struggle with these, put this on the top of the page so you know. So you won't ever make a mistake with that like that when you do conversions. So that's really what conversions are all about as far as that goes. So I'm kind of done talking about that. Are there any questions about that at all? Everybody pretty much have a good understanding of it? Good. All right. Well, hopefully that was helpful. And